take the railway that runs to Birmingham town. 3 hours out of Houston, they let you all get down. 11 minutes is allowed, we have to keep up speed, and the Wolverton refreshment room will answer every need.
That's the short end. Right, still need a bit off of this here. There we have it. Right, that needs to be well, that one goes all the way down through there. So we just need this on here. There we have it. Oh dear, excuse me. Right, put that out the way for the moment. Right, there's the first part of the chassis done. It hasn't taken too long. Clean up is still ongoing, especially on the white metal part. It's there, but it just needs to be finished off, polished up. Doesn't take much at all. Glass fibre brush is good for this as well, just cleaning it up. Like I said, I've got to come in and cut these sandboxes off because I won't be using them. I don't need them on what I'm doing. So that's that bit there. Well, now we could do with putting the wheels on. Check, see if we've got good rotation on them, and that the coupling rods all fit in the same place as well. There's been no mistake in these wheels. Ooh, these are a bit rusty, so we're going to have to clean them up. It gets like that sometimes. Just a bit of rust on the back of the wheel, but again, it's easy enough cleaned off. It's just surface rust. There's nothing, hasn't gone in too deep, but I think saying that. Saying that, it probably has there. No, it hasn't. No. A little bit thicker at that place there. Alright. I'm not worried about that too much. I'll give the wheels a good clean up before finishing them off. So they'll have to be painted, I think. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. On the Northwestern, usually you have just a black livery with red trimming. So this is coming off. It's coming off all right. These two, like, yeah. There's quite a bit of rust on these wheels, so they're going to have to be really cleaned up. And if I can get this out of here. You know, I've got a feeling that this particular kit has been kept in the model shop, in the window. Because the vacuum wrap on it is really tough to get off. It's like the glue's been welded on there. All the plastic's been welded on there with heat. It's not going through the wheels, so sometimes they go through the spokes and they join up at the back, the plastic. But this, no, this hasn't. This is just stuck on the top surface of the wheel. It will come off. Just takes a bit more effort to get it off. There we go. Come on. Screw that in there. Worry about the rest later. I'll put this in here. And it, look at that, look at that, it's tight as anything. So, it's not quite there yet. That's it. These are free, but they're binding a little bit. Take the brooch through again. Just a couple of twists. Do it both sides on this particular one, so we know we got And there we have it, nice and free. Right, now where do we put that coupling rod? That's over here. We'll just check this coupling rod on these two. Right, it's going to need to be out a little bit more. That one needs to be . They seem to be fine. Rather a couple of I've got a couple of nuts here to put on these. No, I won't put those on just yet. I know what I will do though. I'll put one in here, didn't I? I've got some some of these retainers, which actually the whole thing, I could do this on here on this piece. Right, I've got the chassis soldered together now, so that's not going to move. It's all flat. Everything's been done on it. I've reamed out the holes, as you've probably seen, and I fitted the axles. And nice free running wheels. Check the other side here. Nice free running axles and wheels on there, so I haven't bothered to put them on yet. So at the moment we know that that's all running nicely. I've gone ahead and fitted up the front part of the chassis here in white metal, Fixing that to that, I also done the bogey pivot for the front end here. Fitted that on because that goes onto the same nut that the bolt there. What I'm going to do now is there's some excess here, so I'm going to just clip that down like that. Just finish that off with a file. Oh, well, sanding stick actually, because it's only nylon. And we'll flush that down. Make it nice and neat. Actually, I will use a file, a flathead file here. These are good files. These flat ones are this one's very thin. If I can get it in picture, there we are. It's very thin. This is actually what is known as a points file. In older cars, you used to get a point touching like this, two contacts, to make the spark. This one used to be able to put between the two parts and file them down together so they meet flush. And they used to do that because the spark used to pit the points and inhibited the spark on the engine, and that's why sometimes it didn't fire. You just needed to get a file like this, file it out, reset the points, and off you went. Nice and easy. So I'm having to change the whole electrical box now, the computer in the car. But these are still sold, and they're very useful. Very thin files, like to getting into very small parts of your model. Ideal. So if you can get one, get it. You know. So there we are, nice and smooth now. So that's that part of the chassis done. So the next job with the chassis is actually I can't do. I've got to spray this up. I've got to paint this up, but I'm going to need some etching primer for the brass and the white metal. Here's the parts that I've done with etching primer. Now I'll put the top coat of paint on, as you can see here. Done the wheels as well. The chassis itself now done only underneath. Okay, I'll start the painting. I've masked up the wheels, and I'm going to spray the black, and it's quite glossy actually. I didn't realise it was this glossy, but it is. Masked up everything that needs masking up, so I won't get the spray over it. Just got to take these off now. So there's the first one, which is nice and shiny, as you can see there. It's just a plain black. All on the Northwestern locos were blackberry black, and this is supposed to be dull. It has come out gloss. I'm going to have to get a paint mixer, proper paint mixer. I'll get one of those sort of electric ones that, with a sort of propeller on it, give it another mix up. But it has all come out gloss. I think I've got that masked up very well, this particular part, which is the front cylinders. I managed to keep the slide rods clear as well. It's not too bad. There's paint. It's sort of dull and gloss. I think I must not mix that properly up. But again, on here, this is nicely matte coloured. This is gloss on this side. What I'll probably do is I'll just get a matte varnish I'll put over the top, or satin one. No, a matte varnish with the underside. Again, these wheels have been done. The bogey wheels on the front, they've been painted up. Lost the silver rim on it because they were painted black right to the edge of the rim. So that's all done. I'll just take these wheels off here. I just used a bit of tape, just turned over, and the sticky sand out, and then just put it onto a piece of card so I could stick them down while I was spraying them. Again, you didn't see the first ones coming off. The video failed for some reason, so I'm hoping this one will work out. That's torn. You might see a lot of drills around here. I had a little accident with the old box. I went to push it out of the way and it tipped over. So I've got to get the measuring device out. Actually, I've got it out on the bench here already. And I've got to measure each drill and then put it back into its right place. And it's all the small, tiny little ones. So I've got my work cut out there. I'll get that up without. No, I need that. I've used Tamiya tape on this just to cover these wheels up. You can go, if you put it, I start it off and then you pull it down, it actually goes over the wheel nicely. It gives you a nice line on the rim of the wheel here, and it goes over and covers that bit up nicely. So I haven't painted the back of the wheels. I've just done the front of them, and the pickup points for the electrics on the back here. So we've got to keep them clear. Right, I did do the inside of this red, but red was a bit dull, so I'm going to redo that. Oh, by the way, it's the preserved one of this Metro tank is actually in the Metro Museum for the Metropolitan line museum. Go online, you should be able to get the address of it. I had it a second ago, but I've just lost it. I'll try and put it up in the description when I put this video up. Where is it? About there. I've also put a black line in the fluting on the coupling rods, just to make them stand out a little bit. Some did, some didn't. Okay, I've got the chassis now painted up, underside and all. It's nice and red underneath. It's where they were. Got a little bit further than putting the chassis back together again. I'll put the foot plate on. Simple matter of bolting on to one end. That's it. But I put the Porter's Cap motor in here. This is just temporary until I can get the gears for the proper motor. The motor for it, it's the K's one, but I need a new worm and pinion gear for it. I'm going to try and find them, probably second hand, unless one of the manufacturers can do me a set. But for the moment, the Porter's Cap motor, it doesn't really matter what motor's in there as long as it runs it. Next thing I've got to do on here is I've checked it out and it runs fine. Right, as you can see here, it is actually running nice and smoothly. I'll get the other side to show you. There we go. So I'm just touching the contact, so I'm getting very good contact here. But there you go. It's actually running nicely now. That's that part of it. The next part is to put the connecting rods up to the cylinders. This is my next job on here. That's why I put the plate on here. Make sure everything none of this hits anything along here. it's away from the wheels, so it's insulated. Okay, here's a picture of the cylinders. I'm sorry, that's the only one I could find. I'll probably find them later when I've done this. The cylinders took me quite some time. It took me all day to put those slide bars in. There's a couple little knobbles on the bottom slide bar. They're actually for the distance between the two slide bars, top and bottom. I had to take them off because I wasn't getting the full travel of the crosshead. It was sticking. So I took them off, and then I filed out the holes a bit, filed out a little bit too much, and it still wouldn't fit. When I tried to put it in there, I actually broke the part, so I've had to resolder it. That's the cylinder in the front of the picture. I had to put some more solder on there to fill up the breakage. I'll sand that down before painting. And the inside cylinders were very rough, so I filed them down as much as I could, but there's still quite a few lumps and bumps in there. And what I did was I used 2 plastic tubes to go over the rod in the piston, and use that for their travel, and it turned out beautiful. Now it actually works. The next slot I've got a video of a test run with the cylinders connected to the chassis, just by the it's tethered by the wires to the motor. Okay, here we go. It's running lovely and smooth. That's very, I could cut it down even more with a pulse-cat motor. It can run really slowly. You can speed it right up as well. That's its full speed. And remember, this is out without any oil on it as well. So she's running really well. Let's turn her down a bit. About half speed. That'll probably be more the scale speed. She'll be running at full steam. There you are, nice and running. Now for getting on with the Metro, I've got the chassis done now. It's all running nicely. Here's a short video of it running. Here you go. It's running on a small circuit. I put on my layout, but I haven't done the layout yet, so but I just put the simple oval on, and she is running fine. After a bit of a wheel clean, I think she needs a little bit more, but I'll do that in the meantime while I'm building the body. So well, it's not a fast loco because of the pulse-cat motor. That's the top speed, but as you can see, she is actually running quite fine. Right, let's go on building the boiler. Slow and fast speeds and in between. So you can see it's running nicely. I can get on with it now as soon as I can take that pulse-cat motor out of there, because that's going in another one. Put the cage one in there, but I have to find some gears for it. That's the only thing. A bit hard to find. I might have to go out and actually buy another motor and gearbox from high level gearboxes, I think. So until next time, see you all soon. Bye for now.
Take the railway that runs to Birmingham town. 3 hours out of Euston, they let you all get down. 11 minutes is allowed, we have to keep up speed, and the Wolverton refreshment room will answer every need.